Hello everyone. Today, your Nimi Raj is here with you with yet another episode on the topic teenage problems. Yes, the term teenage is also called as the problematic age. I'm here just to discuss few problems they normally face during the age. So what age is teenage? You might have seen at the age after 12 years. They might have seen with a lot of issues. So 12 onwards, we consider them to be a teenage. Yeah, it's not a big problem, but yes, they face little issues. So today I'll be discussing few points and few remedies what we can do to solve all these issues. And I'm sure this video will be helpful for the students as well as the parents. So I dedicate this video completely for all the teenagers around the world and also for the parents who face a very tough time detailing or taking care of these teenage group. So moving on, do you think teenage, that particular age, has got problems? Yes, they are facing little issues. The first problem we always see, it is the online bullying. Yes, there are different kinds of bullying like verbal, physical, all those kind. But still, online bullying is one thing which they face. Now, why do they face online bullying? Because they spend a lot of time in online using their gadgets. So what happens is they face all these bullying. It is an ongoing process. But I feel strongly this happens basically because of the lack of awareness. Initially, this online bullying, it happens maybe as a joke. But this joke which also lead as a threat. So I would ask all these teenagers, online bullying is not a lesson in your life. A small joke can even actually burst a person's life. So ensure this online bullying is one thing which you should take away from your life. Second point, internet addiction or gaming. The youngsters, they socialize, they hang out, they take pictures, everything through all these things. And they also tend to take a lot of these pictures and they post it in different kinds of online social networking medias. Actually, there might be people who doesn't like to post their pictures, who like to post their pictures. You are also aware about Instagram where you only post pictures and videos. There's nothing written over there. So all these things is actually affecting this new generation and they're addicted to online. Whatever is happening in their personal life and whatever is happening, they hang out with their friends, everything, they're posting each and everything through online. Now, there's also one term which these youngsters use, and that term is called digital natives. Yes, these youngsters or the new upcoming students, and when they come to teenage, they call themselves as their digital natives. Now, what do you mean digital natives? Those who are born to a period where internet is really needed, really essential. And those people of middle age or the old age, they call them as the digital immigrants who has just come into it. This is one term which the youngsters have given to us as well as the youngsters. Spending time in internet is good, but spending too much of time is not essential. Because you may have seen the countless hours these teenagers spent on these online things. It is actually affecting their life without their knowledge. They might say, what is happening? What will happen if we use maybe a 1 hour extra? It will actually affect you. It is going to affect you physically, emotionally, as well as intellectually. It will affect your brain. It is normally said the front lobe of the brain will be actually properly developed at the age of 25. That is why the parents take decision for these youngsters. They cannot take a decision because this front lobe of the brain. It is basically depending upon the decision skill and all these kind of emotional skills. That is why this teenage age is also called as a problematic age. Now, how can we overcome this? This can be overcome regarding this online addiction. This can be overcome if parents talk to them and tell them more about the issues they might face in their later life. Now, connecting with the online addiction, I would also like to speak upon gaming. Gaming has become another great issue. The kind of games our boys are playing is really terror. The firing, especially the game called Fortnite and all, those games actually doesn't create a proper balance in your life. When you watch all these kind of violent games, what happens? We normally get addicted to it, and this we try to experiment in our life too. So gaming for more than I've heard many students telling they spend more than 10 hours in gaming websites and gaming all those kind of things what they normally do. So what I prefer is gaming is good. Online gaming, yes, you are born to a world like that. So what can you do? You fix a proper timing for gaming. Maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, not more than that. Teenager doesn't need more than that for gaming. You can go outdoor and play football, cricket, basketball, but not always online gaming. So that's why I put both of these terms together, online internet addiction as well as gaming. Okay, when I say internet addiction, it also speaks about a lot of social networking sites. Okay, where the boys spend a lot of time. So you spend whatever time is essential, not more than that. Moving on to the next point, that is the substance abuse. Okay, substance abuse is very common nowadays because initially the substance abuse can be like a beginning of maybe a curiosity, maybe by seeing their friends or maybe their seniors using these substances. Substances can also include drugs, it can also include alcohol, and also nowadays the most common thing is the e-cigarette. Okay, it's very harmful to our teenagers, not just teenagers but throughout, but still they use it. There can be basically two reasons why they use it. One can be the curiosity. When they see someone using it, they will be curious. Okay, what is happening there? Can I use it? What will happen if I use it? There can be a curiosity because that they fall into it. The second reason can be the peer pressure. I've always seen people, these students of teenage, they do the game called Truth or Dare. So normally the dare consists of all these things called substance abuse, and normally I've seen these boys during their weekends, they come together as a gang, and instead of just hanging out into different places, they move into a remote kind of area, and in that remote area they use all these e-cigarettes and drugs and all those things. This is why quite commonly seen. So this substance abuse is one thing, initially maybe a curiosity, but this curiosity can even lead to a lot of other kind of issues. I also came to know recently about a study where this vape, it has got a very bad disadvantages where it says even when you're using these vape kind of things, there are chance of exploding inside your mouth, which can actually affect your inner organs. So ensure that out of curiosity, it can even take your life. So to those students, I'm telling you, like a mother, I'm speaking to you, please ensure that avoid all these kind of substances in your life because it is not quite essential. When you are grown up at the age of 25, being into as a social life, maybe you can use it. Smoking a cigarette and or alcohol, it's harmful to your life, but you don't need it as a teenage. Moving on to the next point, eating disorder. Eating disorder is one thing which is commonly seen in teenagers. You may have seen these girls trying to lose weight, and also they skip their meals. Basically seeing all these advertisements, role models, actresses, and they normally have this passion of trying to become another person. They don't follow what they like, but they try to imitate others. This is commonly seen in the teenagers, especially boys as well as girls. Girls normally see all these kind of great actresses and role models, and they also try to you normally say the body shape of an almond glass, just like that. But it's actually very harmful. You have to have the food according to the proper timing. The breakfast, the term breakfast, which clearly says it's breaking the fast. You have to break the fast, which means you have to eat like a king. Okay? And when it's a lunchtime, you have to eat like a minster. As also said, when you have dinner, you have to eat like a miser, as if you don't have anything, very less food. So eating all these kind of junk foods like burgers and sandwiches should be totally avoided from your life, which is really going to harm you. These boys, I've seen normally these boys, they take in a lot of food, not in a regular period of time. You have to eat, but on a regular period of time, not eating every time. And I've always seen obesity has become is commonly seen among the teenagers, which it should be avoided, which is not at all essential, because obesity can also lead into a lot of other issues like emotionally and physically, and also it can also affect intellectually. Now, how emotionally? When a boy is a very fat boy, obviously there are chances of other boys creating nicknames and falling into a lot of issues, so which can be totally avoided. So one problem is the eating disorder. Moving on to the last problem, teenagers watching porn. Yes, this is one of the major issues, because teenagers, when they watch their porn out of curiosity, I'm sure at the age of adolescent they have that curiosity about knowing what is it all about, and they watch all these porn sites. Although in many of the institutions and areas and countries it's been banned, but still they find some trick to get into all these kind of websites. Now, you might think, how is it going to affect? Yes, it is going to affect your relationship, which you are going to have in your future. Now, how means you are exposed to all these kind of videos and you watch it. So what happened? It is affecting your brain. Okay, mentally it affects you. Okay, it's actually you have a pre-notion. Okay, this is what it means. Through all these websites, you're getting the information which is actually completely wrong. You're not getting the right information. So when you get gathering all the wrong information, a brain, instead of having the love and kind of thing, the another thing comes in your mind called lust, and you doesn't have that proper relationship to your partner in future. This is going to really affect your family life in future. Now, just like you're addicted, just I spoke about substance abuse, as you get addicted out of curiosity, as you get addicted to all these kind of substances and all these kind of alcohol and drugs kind of things, in the same way, out of curiosity you might watch one video or one image, but later on this curiosity which actually endangers you, because this curiosity which actually is going to be an addiction where you watch a lot of porn websites and kind of images kind of things. So I would advise you, just ensure that you don't watch all these porn, because these websites, these videos, these images are really going to affect your life, which you might not know now, but in future it is really going to affect you. I hope all these points were useful to you. Thank you so much for watching the video. Those anyone is there without subscribing, please subscribe the video and like the video and share it to your friends. Thank you so much. Have a good time.